Welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast. Today we're breaking down Mike McDaniel's firing by the Miami Dolphins and exploring whether he'll be a smart offensive coordinator for the hire for the Washington Commanders. And also we'll be talking to my special guest, Adekaya Watson, the Baltimore Ravens, on their firing of John Harbaugh and the options they have that people who can be their head coach for the following year. That's going to take Lamar Jackson to even higher heights. Their wish list, as you can say. Um, First, we're going to jump right in with the Commanders and Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald was fired by the Miami Dolphins after 4 seasons as head coach. The first 2 years they made the playoffs compared to the last 2 years, and they missed it this year, going 7-10. The owner cited the team need for comprehensive change despite McDaniel's creativity and passion. Speculation now surrounds where McDaniels lands, either a head coach or offensive coordinator, and what is his natural fits. He's been linked to the Washington Commanders because of his relationship with Dan Quinn and owner Adam Peters when Adam Peters was with the 49ers, working under John Lynch. The positive is his creative offensive mind, experience with modern NFL offenses, um, less pressure than him being the head coach, and he's key knowledge of calling plays, offensive plays. I really like his style, his creativity, especially with the run game, because we are a run team first offense. So that's definitely a plus, and he can scheme players open to their strengths. That's another thing that I also like about him. So if he doesn't get a head coaching job, because he's definitely a hot candidate, I can definitely see them trying to get him into the Burgundy and gold. That would definitely be a win-win. Bringing in someone like McDaniels with fresh ideas and a creative approach could be a nice reboot for JD5 again and the offense side of the ball. JD5 is already a pack rat for our studying, pre-snap, post-snap read, great deep ball. Just imagine what happens if you can take some of that pressure off him and have to do everything. You got somebody with a dynamic run game that'll accentuate his skill set. So, I'm really looking forward to see where we go at from here. And now I'm about to turn it over to Adekaya Watson and the Baltimore Ravens process of their head coach search and who he think that should be on their wish list of coordinators that'll be good for the Baltimore Ravens. Adekaya.
All right. As you heard, a bunch of Ravens fans, John Harbaugh was released from the Ravens. We parted ways, and the Ravens organization decided to move on from John Harbaugh after 18 years coaching for the Baltimore Ravens. And we decided we searched for a new head coach who could take over John Harbaugh's spot. My first option is Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. I believe he might bring back the aggression defense as from last season. Our defense was bad. It was really bad. So I think we bring in Brian Flores to fix up like defense again, or bring back that defensive mentality, because that's what the Ravens are mostly famous for. Is our defense is really good. So I feel like Brian Flores, he was a worked around Bill Belichick, greatest coach in NFL history. So I think Brian Flores will be a great option for the Baltimore Ravens to fix up our defense, and bring back the defensive mentality that we're mostly famous for. That's my first option. My second option is Davis Webb, Denver Broncos quarterbacks coach. or coordinator. I would like him as the head coach because I want him to be around Lamar Jackson to boost up his level as a quarterback for next season. I feel like the Broncos are the number one seed in the AFC. I feel like we're interviewing him right now, and I feel like it would be a great fit for him as a head coach on offense and quarterbacks coach. The way he's been teaching Bo Nix to become better, and he is playing better. That's why the Broncos got the one seed. So I feel like we should take Davis Webb as the head coach for the Ravens. That's my second option. My third option, this might feel a bit controversial to me. Matt Nagy. Yeah, Matt Nagy from the Chiefs. I think he might be a great fit. Him as an offensive coordinator for the Chiefs is somewhat questionable. But I feel like he might get it together like this season, or it might be a great fit for Lamar Jackson. I feel like Matt Nagy will be a great head coach on offense. I just feel like Matt Nagy would be a great fit for the Baltimore Ravens head coaching position, replacing John Harbaugh. My fourth option, Robert Saleh, defense coordinator, 49ers. So Robert Saleh, he's the most talented defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Even though the 49ers got a bunch of injuries, they still have the top tier defense in the NFL, in the NFC. So I feel like we get Robert Saleh as a head coach, so we can fix up our defense, even though we have a bunch of injuries. Like, let's just say Walker Smith gets injured, or our best defensive players gets injured, and Robert Saleh still doing what he needs to do. So I feel like we should take Robert Saleh as our head coach for the Baltimore Ravens, even if he said no. I think, in my opinion, it should be a great option. Is if he's a free agent this season, this off season. That's it.
And at the Kai, you can see that was some great options for the Baltimore Ravens as far as head coach candidacy. And we want to thank y'all Baltimore fans and Commanders fans for logging in. And the next episode would be episode 4, where we'll be discussing the rosters, whichever way Baltimore Ravens or the Commanders head coaching, Ravens head coaching goes, and Washington Commanders offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Then from there we'll be getting our spreadsheets ready for free agency and the draft. Players who we think that will fit the scheme that we'll be running, and so we can be right back on top where we was. So me, Ronald Hodge, and Edekai Watson, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe and please leave a message. Till we see you again, thank you. Have a great day.